Good afternoon, dear head of the schools and teachers. Today is a day for us to interact. As all of us know, National Achievement Survey, which is called as PaRaS 24, is happening on 4th December 2024. And for that, we are preparing our children with daily questions, practice questions, and mock tests. As we are aware that this questions and practice will help our children to reduce their anxiety about exams, and they will start reading the comprehension in English. They will start answering, solving the question in mathematics. They will know what is happening around us, that is the world around us. That subject is also included in National Achievement Survey. So we want your support for helping our children to answer this test in better way. As all of us know, it has been conveyed to you all that last time when the NES happened, the score was not that good. And this time when the mock test happened on 4th of September, I know that because of festivities, everyone was busy. Still, the score was not that good. So we thought like we should have this daily practice for our children. And as promised from the team of SCRT that we will be sending daily questions from Monday, that is from 23rd of September, we have done that. In the channels, we have shared daily questions, and I suppose that most of the schools have already started solving these questions with the students. We want this support from you all so that our students do well. It is not only for NES or PaRaS 24, but that competency has to be developed among our students so that in future they answer all the competitive exams. When they go out, they become smarter and try to crack all the entrance exam, all the competitive examinations so that they do well in their future for their career. So all the support we are giving you all from SCRT team, all of us are here, and we want your support also so that they do these examinations very well. As promised, we are here with the interaction. If you have any query, any questions, we are sitting here to answer. You can always write your questions in the chat and we will try to answer all the questions. As mentioned, daily questions are being shared with you all. You have to practice with the students. Let students sit together, maybe two of them in a pair. They look at the questions and they discuss the question and try to match the answers. Teachers have to be there in the classroom to help them, to support them. Some of the teachers were saying like, should we discuss the question, should we read the question to the students? I would say initially let them read the question, let them discuss among themselves so that they try to get the answers. Later on, if they are not able to do it only, then the support from the teachers can go. Because this is the competency of understanding the passage, to understanding the question, and then trying to get the answer. So let the competency be developed among the students. They are not able to do it, please, you can help them. So daily questions are happening. Now tomorrow is the day for our weekly practice, wherein we are sending the question paper. The hard copy will be sent to all the schools through ADEIs. So today we are giving the papers to the ADEIs, the hard copy. It is just 2 pages, not much. From each subject there are questions. They can do it among the students. They can discuss that in the class. As mentioned earlier, you can have your class, a special time for children to solve these questions after assembly, or zero period can be had, or after recess you can have. It depends on the school what time you want to have this particular practice. Only one request is today the ADIs are here with us at SCRT. They'll be collecting the papers. If it is delayed tonight, if they are very late, they will send the papers tomorrow morning, or you can send your MPS staff to ADI office and collect the papers and have the test as per your convenience during the day. But if you're not able to have it tomorrow itself by 1:30 or 2 o'clock, you're not receiving the papers, you receive it later, please have it on Saturday, because this is a practice given to the students. They have to answer this. It is not like time limit is there or the score is given to them, or in that particular time only they have to do. No, this is weekly practice. So if you don't receive the questions, please you can have this test, this daily, weekly practice on Saturday. But tomorrow we will share on WhatsApp channel also the weekly practice paper which we are sending to all the schools, the hard copy. This also you can keep a note that it will be available on the channel. So here the questions have gone to the schools. The weekly practice will go to the schools. Please, teachers and head of the schools, try to support our children so that they try to crack the answers. It's humble request from us that we want the students to read the comprehension, read the questions, discuss among themselves and then answer. First only you don't support them. If they require the support, the teachers can help them. And one more thing has been observed from our side, that in the channels, WhatsApp channels, the parents are also joined. So we would request all the teachers to tell the parents to come out from the channel, because this is not a homework we are giving, or this is not the work to be done at home with the help of parents or with the help of tuition teachers. We want this activity to happen in the school so that they themselves understand, they get the comprehension better, they discuss among themselves, they solve it among themselves with the help of the teachers. Sometimes the parents may not be able to understand the answer. They will try to get it from somewhere else. They might go online or whatever, which we don't want to encourage. So requesting all teachers to tell the parents who have joined the channel not to join the channel, so that it becomes a school activity only. With the help of the teachers, let students solve the other questions which are given to them in daily questions and weekly practice. Now, here at SCRT, the team is ready. Later on in the channel, we will send the names of the people, concerned person, experts, and the cell number. If you have any query, if you want to have interaction with us, we are here to help you all. So this name of contact and the cell number of the person expert will be sent to you all, so that there is no query left with you all only. Please ask us. One more thing I would like to say, which I had mentioned on the meeting which we had on 18 September for the heads of the school, that if any teachers are ready to share some questions of the subjects like English, maths, social studies, science, please share the question with us so that we can put these questions in daily questions and weekly practice also. Suppose you feel that this is apt, this is good question to be solved by all the students, please share it with us. We will vet them and we will share in daily questions and weekly practice also. We feel that it should be a smart approach while solving the questions. You know, how to eliminate the wrong answers, which is not the answer of the passage. That is the way it has to be done, because it is MCQ, multiple choice question. So the passage is given or the question is given, and they have to see which is not apt, they have to eliminate that. So smart way of answering these questions is very important. That also, that approach we have to have. This is for the teachers. Whatever circulars are sent, whatever information is sent via email, via WhatsApp, via channel, please read it, dear teachers, so that you are updated with the activity which will happen maybe next day or after 2 days or after a week or so. So this interaction we see will happen every week. We want to know what is happening in the school, how this activity is happening, so that our children are able to answer the test which will happen in December, that is on 4th of December. We have our state coordinator, we have taluka coordinators also over here. We will be sharing their name and numbers to you all. You all can directly interact with the state coordinator or the taluka coordinators for any of your difficulties. This was the main thing we wanted to know. Teachers and heads of the schools, if you have any doubt, any query regarding the daily questions which we have sent already, you may please write it in the chat, or you can tell how it is happening, what is the feeling among the students, what is the feeling among the teachers, that also you can share. So accordingly we can change or we can upgrade ourselves. Upgrading is always better, so that we do better with the activity which we have planned over here, and it will be helpful for our students also. Just for your information, I am Karuna Satarvekar, Associate Professor at SCRT, and now will be dealing with my team and helping our children and teachers to do these questions, daily questions and weekly practice. With me, I have Saish Dalal sir and Dr. Manisha Kulkarni. Both of us, all three of us are sitting here, and we have a team here. Right now, they are working on other work which has been allotted to them. So here, if you have any query, Madam and Sir are here. Now, Sir Sai Dalal will be addressing whatever he has to tell you to all the teachers and heads of the school. Sir Sai Dalal.
Good teacher. Yeah. So, dear teachers, welcome once again. And I will just speak briefly about the daily questions, weekly practice, and the mock test which we are about to have. So, in the daily questions that are being sent to you all, it has been observed that the schools are doing it in different ways and as per the convenience of the timing, the schedule, which is a very good thing. So, if some are not doing, we encourage you to kindly find small amount of time wherein we can do those questions and get it done. In addition to that, we would encourage that you uh, tell your students to discuss the questions and then solve it, so that you don't directly give them the answers. So let them work together. Even now we are having a weekly practice as ma'am suggested. So in the same, the papers will be sent to you all, and the papers have been printed in such a way that one paper is to be distributed among two students. So they have to work in pairs. So while working in pair, the intention here is basically to make them discuss, put in a collaborative effort so that each student can see how the other student is approaching a particular question. It is more about how you approach that question rather than what is the correct answer. So it is highly possible that a one question of math or maybe some other EVS question may be approached in a different way by one student than the other. So if the students are getting aware about the different approaches of solving MCQs, that will again help them in answering the final NES or the PaRaS exam which is to be scheduled in December. So that is the intention wherein we all work together and achieve, try to develop the level of our students in answering the MCQs. Similarly, a mock test which was kind of a one which we scheduled on 4th of September. Another one is planned on 11th or 12th of October, the details of which will be shared to you all. So it is again on the same lines of how the final NES exam would be conducted, and the papers will be printed and sent to you all along with the OMR sheet and everything. So it is recommended that you may not commit now for the daily questions and the weekly practices. You may read out the question to the students, explain them, and try to develop their reading comprehension so that by the time they reach the mock test, they will be ready to read the paper on their own and answer the questions. Regarding syllabus of the exams, this question has been repetitively coming to us from multiple sources. So I would like to address the syllabus of the exam. There is no particular textbook or a book or a reference book wherein you will find all the data together. The PaRaS at Delhi has clearly specified to us that the test will be conducted based on competencies. So for grade 3, the competencies that the child is expected to learn in grade 1, grade 2, and few of the competencies of grade 3 will be tested in grade 3's test papers. Similarly, for 4th and 5th grade, testing will be happening in 6th grade, and the competencies of 7th and 8th standard, the 8th grade, those will be tested in the grade 9 paper. So that is how the entire structure is prepared. So it is not directly connected to the textbook as such, but the moreover connection is drawn to the competencies, the learning outcomes that are planned to be achieved. So that is what is in focus over here. So now if you have any questions or any doubts, any questions regarding the entire process, any feedback you would want to give us regarding your daily questions, you can put it over here in the chat box and we will address it one by one. Absolutely. Okay, so we have a question saying how to share our questions with you. Within 1 or 2 days, you will get the list of all our taluka coordinators who will be constantly in touch with you all for all sorts of queries that you have. Through the same channel, you can revert back with the questions. If you send it to them, they will convey it to the team over here and we will vet them and use them for the daily questions or the weekly practice as well. This was regarding the questions to be included in the daily practice or weekly practice. But if you are having any queries, then also you can contact the taluka coordinators who will be given to you all, or we will definitely have a weekly meeting of this sort wherein you can raise your questions. Now also if you have any questions, we will be here live for next 5 minutes. So you may kindly post the questions in the chat box and we will answer them. For the answer. I'll answer. Yeah. About the answer key of the daily questions, we were actually planning to send it every day, but then there was some discussions that some schools are not able to do it exactly on that day, or some schools do two questions together on the third day. So considering that, we may send the entire week's answer key by the end of the week, or some exam date, as madam suggested, the tentative exam date is 4th of December. So mostly it will happen on that day, but if there are any changes, it will be conveyed to you all. The exam is for grade 3, 6 and 9, which is 3rd standard, 6th standard and 9th standard. So only those classes we are currently sending this daily questions and weekly practice. So those questions will be sent on the WhatsApp channel. There is a question from St. Anne's High School. Who has to monitor the questions, the class teacher or the subject teacher? Since we are not sending the answer key to you all, if the subject class teacher is able to handle all three questions, it is very much fine to go ahead with that practice. But say suppose certain questions the class teacher is not able to deal with, say like if the teacher is a language teacher and is not well equipped with maths or science, then maybe the subject teacher would be the ideal choice to go ahead with the questions. But in any case, it is the school's decision of how they wish to proceed. to give a question bank with answer, that would actually defeat the purpose of us having sending you a daily question, because sending you a question bank with answers is a different approach than what we are planning to have, because we wish to have one question a day so that the students get a regular practice of solving the question. Sending a question bank would be, some students would try to attempt all the questions in one day, and then it would be a bit difficult. So that's why we are not going to send a question bank as such. But if you really are keen on having a bunch of questions, then you can definitely refer to some question banks which are uploaded by CBSE, which are available on their websites. Then there are some question banks which are put up by NCRT. There are some of previous NES exams which are also available. So those things you can definitely look at. Regarding the syllabus, there was a query of the last mock test. Some questions were based on the chapters which are to be taught at the end of the year according to the syllabus given. Yes, Prasanna Rotlikar sir, nice question you have raised. But the thing is that we consider the competencies which are to be attained and not the syllabus which is prescribed by the board. So in such cases, such clashes are meant to happen, and which may even happen at the next exam also. But for considering the mock test and the weekly practice, we will try to make sure that the questions which are from the syllabus, which is not yet taught, we may try to curtail it. But the NEST does not look at syllabus, they only consider competencies. So which competencies they will choose and which they will not choose, which are the learning outcomes they will focus, it is not very clear. So we are trying to cover as much as part as possible through the daily and the weekly questions. Weekly practice questions, decide on concepts and our weekly practice, we are sending it in printed form, at least for this one. So the papers are printed and ready at SCRT. The ADIs of your respective blocks are also present at SCRT. And now Karuna madam has just left us so that she can address the ADIs. And the papers will be sent with them today itself. And unlike last time, some papers were sent on the previous day, some came on the next day. That is not happening. All papers are going away from SCRT today, which is now. They are sorted and ready. So you may collect it from the ADIs tomorrow. And we have said that the weekly practice should take place tomorrow. But in case of some regions where the papers may not reach on time tomorrow, you may have the test on Saturday. But try to do it by tomorrow or Saturday at the most. Any more questions, dear teachers? Exam marks. Weekly practice exams marks we will not be asking. We will only ask for the marks of the mock test, because weekly practice is for the students to discuss together and solve. So when two students are discussing, it becomes a bit difficult to mark them individually. So we will not insist on the marks of the weekly practice questions. All schools are same. For weekly practice and daily practice, the papers will be sent to all the schools. Even for mock test 2, which will be taking place in mid of October, that is before your school exams. We will keep in mind that we do not interfere with your school exams. So yeah, the mock test 2 papers again mostly will be for all the schools of Goa, because we do not know which will be the which of the schools will be the sample school for the final test. So the first mock test which we conducted was for sampled schools. Some sampling was done at SCRT level and we chose the schools. Now it is for all the schools. And then again for the third mock test, we will let you know as and when the time comes. Yeah, answers of the daily questions we will be sending soon. Dear Madam, Lily Fernandez Madam, so what is the exact time for exam tomorrow, we have not insisted on any particular time as such. You may conduct it is not an exam, so kindly do not uh, convey it to the student that it is an exam. Let them just work together and solve that activity. Let's solve it like an activity so that it is a weekly practice wherein the two students will sit together and solve the paper talking with each other. That's the only intention, and you may have it as per your school's convenient timing and conduct it. The papers will be distributed to you. The instructions will be told to you by the ADEIs. Who will be evaluating the mock test? The information regarding the mock test will be conveyed to you very soon along with the proper order from the SCRT. Yes, madam. You are solving the daily questions on the same day, but in some cases we have observed that the teachers may not get due to access to internet or certain issues. The questions are not getting solved on the same day itself. That's why we are holding back on the answer key. We will share the answer key soon, and we'll consider your suggestion as well to send the answers on a daily basis. Vittal Sherke sir, thank you so much for your lovely comment. It definitely helps encourage us to keep working and do more for the state. Thank you so much. And thank you to you also, all the teachers who have been invested in this task and have been doing the questions on a daily basis so that the students benefit. And finally, all of this is happening for the betterment of the students of the state. Questions? Okay, teachers, if there are no more questions, we would like to conclude this session. I So we'd like to conclude this session. I thank you all for attending this video conference, YouTube live that we had scheduled. I also thank you all for cooperating with SCRT and VSK, the PaRaS team who is here trying to send you daily questions. We also thank you for the feedback that you are providing to some of the officials that whether the questions are difficult, whether the questions are easy or not, how it is going on in your school. We would also like to put it on record to tell you that there may be visits of the SCRT officials to the different schools time and again, but it won't be a inspection visit as such. We don't wish to target you or ask you in any way how you are doing or anything. We are just visiting for the feedback so that we know how to grow, how to develop, and what are the things that we can do in a different way. So to get feedback from you all, we will definitely visit some of the schools. We may contact some of the heads of the schools or the teachers as well to get to know how these things are going on. And also your feedbacks are very important. So every week or maybe once in a while we will have these sessions, and you may provide your feedback to us to the chat. Also, when the taluka coordinators are appointed, you can send your questions or your feedbacks, your whatever doubts you have, queries you have, or you wish to submit questions for the daily test, the daily questions and the weekly practice, that also can be done. So thanks a lot. Thank you for joining, and we hope we will achieve the dream that we have all kept in front of us and march towards achieving it. Thank you so much.